Okay, Mishlei 11:13. We've got a spicy one. Holech Rachil Megale Sod, V'ne'eman Ruach Mechase Davar. Anyone want to tackle that one?
What's Megale?
Reveal.
Oh, so if you're on your way to slander and reveal something hidden.
Okay, so I see that it's interesting that the Targum, sorry, not the Targum, the All Torah says slander. I think there is a more mainstream definition of translation of Rachel. Slander is not wrong, but it's a
gossip.
That's like a gossip, yeah. One who gossips.
Gossipmonger, right?
Yeah, right. So if you want to say it like in the most literal translation possible, one who goes as a Rachel, and Rachel is a gossip monger. Okay, Megalesod.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought sod is.
I just didn't hear what you said.
Like the foundation.
No, that's Yesod.
Oh, Yesod. Oh, so council. Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, anyone have? I also take issue with the translation here. Secret. Okay, right. So reveals a sod. Okay, and then we'll say here. So sod is either a secret or counsel. Okay.
Yeah, I first said that sod was hidden, but
yeah, right.
And then I looked at that. I'm like, am I wrong?
Yeah, so it does have it as a translation, but it tucks it into the bottom here. It says counsel, and then secret counsel is here. It might be that what happened was that in rabbinic Hebrew it means secret, and we're just used to it from rabbinic Hebrew. But I guess in
secret counsel. That's amazing.
Okay, so one who goes as gossip monger. Oh, sorry. So gossip monger, and then we'll say this just because all Torah is reliable, or slanderer. Okay, reveals a secret. The ne'eman ruach. Yeah. What do you?
I'm sorry, I was just laughing because I just saw Michael Zoldan just standing.
Yeah, I was like, "Do you get someone got a new standing desk?"
Like the camera was just following him. I couldn't control.
Yeah, I was laughing at the same thing also, but I managed to control myself. Yeah,
I'm not as strong as you are.
Okay. Anyway, so ne'eman ruach. Anyone?
And the trustworthiness of the wind.
Okay, well, ruach sometimes means wind, but what's the other translation of ruach?
Spirit. Like strength?
Spirit.
No, not strength.
Yeah,
ruach.
Spirit.
I don't know. Spirit.
Yeah. So trustworthy spirit. I don't think it means wind here. Mechase davar.
Yeah.
Is it trustworthy spirit or spirit of trustworthiness?
I think it has to be trustworthy spirit, because I think ne'eman. I think because trustworthiness would be ne'emanus, which I don't even know if that's a biblical Hebrew word, but ne'eman is definitely an adject. So ruach ne'eman.
Is mechasa on cover or cover?
Cover.
Okay, cover the word or the thing.
Let's say a matter or a statement. Yeah. Okay. So one who goes as a Rachel, or which is a gossip monger or a slanderer, reveals a sod, a secret or counsel, but a trustworthy spirit covers. I'm gonna actually say covers or conceals a matter or statement. Okay. So let's look at our minimalist mafarshim here. Delete these. Oh, you know what? I didn't do the thingy. Hold on. Usually do this before Shiur, but I forgot. Now let's just notes. Okay, so delete, and this has happened every time. It doesn't let me click on it, and then when I double click on it, then it takes me to the paint, and then I remark about how it takes me to paint. Okay, all right, Sadigon. Hamagale sod keholech Rachel. One who reveals a secret is like one who goes as a gossip monger. V'hamachase ne'eman ruach, and one who conceals is a trustworthy spirit. Okay. So that's Sadigon. Interesting how he does that. I guess because I guess technically speaking, there is no verb to separate between these two. It's just one who goes as a gossip monger, one who reveals a secret. So we said one who reveals, who goes as a gossip monger is a revealer of a secret. He's just saying it's comparing the two. Okay, Targum says a weird thing. Okay, which I would not have known had it not been for Rashi. Okay, Achel kurza gale raza. So Achel kurza means one who eats a kurza. Now we'll have to figure out what that means in a second. Gale raza reveals a secret. Vidim Haman Baruch, one who is trustworthy in his spirit. Machase milsa. What do you call it? Conceals a matter. So this phrase Uchel kurze comes from the actual pasuk. Okay, let's look at, if you look at the actual. So this is I mean, we're going to probably get into this. This is a biblical prohibition. Lo selech rachil be'almecha. Lo samad adam reacha ani Hashem. So this is in Vayikra 19:16, and it's a prohibition according to everyone. Don't go as a gossip monger among your nation. Okay, but the Targum says, he translates it, the Aramaic translation, Lo sechul kurtzin, do not eat kurtzin ba'amach, among your people. So what does that mean? So Rashi says, and this is a long Rashi, I'm just going to read it in the English here just because it's easier. So Rashi says, thou shalt not go about as a talebearer. I say that because all who sow discord between people and all who speak slander go into their friends' houses in order to spy out what evil they can see there or what evil they can hear so that they may tell it in the streets. They are called holche rachil, which is the same as holche regila, people who go about spying. So like the phrase is similar, or he's associating to the phrase of meraglim, spies, right? They're like prying for negative information to take and then to report. And then he quotes the Old French, espiment in Old French, which I assume is related to espionage. A proof of my statement is the fact that we do not find anywhere the term ragil used in scripture except in connection with the expression holech, to go. Examples are the phrase here, lo selech rachil, and then in Yirmiyahu, they are all walking as spies. What is this in the Hebrew? Kulam sare sorim holche rachel nechoshes barzo kulam mashchisim hema. So they go as spies. They are brass and iron. But as for any other expression for slander, the verb holech is not used with them. For example, examples are, okay, then he gives a bunch of examples. Whoso privily slandereth his neighbor, false tongue, the tongue that speaketh proud things. For this reason, I say that the expression holech rachel means going about umaragel and spying out. Because the chaf may interchange with a gimel, since all letters are the pronunciation of which are the same place in the organs of speech may interchange with each other. For example, beis with pei, gimel with chaf, or with kuf, nun with lamed, zayin with tzadi, and similar. Okay, fine. So he's saying basically the term rachil really is the same as ragil, which is meraglim, which is to spy. Okay, so we should add that to our thing here, or spy. Okay. Okay, but then he goes on. The reason why I'm quoting this Rashi is because he explains the unkelos. He says, okay, he gives examples. Similarly, the rochel, the trader, trader, is one who goes around and searches for or spies out all kinds of merchandise, and so also the seller of perfumes, which women use to make themselves nice. Because he constantly goes about in the villages, he's called rochel, which has the same meaning as rogel. Okay, and its translation in the Targum, lo sechul kurtzin, has the same meaning in Daniel. They slandered the Jews. Okay. And as Bracho said, he slandered him to the king. Now, this is the thing. It seems to me that people had the custom to eat a little snack in the house of him who listened to their slanderous words. And this served as the final confirmation that the slanderous statements were well-founded and that he would maintain the truth of them. This snack was called achilas kurtzin, the eating of kurtzin. The word kurza being connected in meaning with the root koretz in Proverbs, which means to wink or to signal. For it is the manner of all who go about slandering to wink with their eyes and to suggest their slanderous statements by innuendos in order that others who happen to hear them should not understand them. Okay, so it's this roundabout way of saying that ochel kurtin means like, or it means one who like uses hints or innuendo to let's say like signals or innuendo to hint at negative things about people. Okay, so these are all these are all just, you can use whatever term you want, but these are the basic terms that I've seen here. So gossip, slander, Sorry, you know what, slander is not a good word, because slander in English means to like fabricate something, but I think here is more like in the sense of informant, because the context in Daniel was this is actually relevant to Purim. Here, I'll tell you a Purim thing just so you can think about it. There's a Gemara, and I don't remember where it is. I was looking at this over Shabbos, that says that the we're not going to go there. Never mind. Forget it. Okay, too far afield. All right. So that is Targum, and then we have our English here, which says one who reveals a secret is a talebearer. Okay, so they reverse it. One who reveals a secret is a talebearer. And remember, this is something you could do in Hebrew. You can reverse the if it says if it just says A, B without any verbs in between, you could read it, or even with verbs in between many times, you could read it as A is B or B is A. So that's he who reveals a secret is a talebearer, but the faithful of spirit conceals a matter. Living Nach says he who reveals a secret spreads slander, but a trustworthy person conceals the matter. Alter says the gossip, I think it's using gossip here as a person, like the town gossip. The gossip lays bare secrets, but the trustworthy conceals an affair. Okay, fine. I think our translations pretty much encompass it.
Yeah, I'm still not understanding the flow of our translation. Is that a question, or is that like
one who goes as a gossip monger reveals a secret, but a trustworthy spirit conceals a matter? What's the what's not clicking?
I'll just ask the question. Like what's wrong with revealing a secret, and like
okay,
and what's the secret? Is it a good secret? Is it a bad secret? Or like
okay. All right, so hold on a second. Let's go one at a time. So first of all, what type of sod is it talking about? Good, bad, like why is it secret? Okay, and then what is bad about revealing a sod?
And isn't that what gossip mongers do anyway? Like, don't they just spread rumors to attempt to get something out of it? Like,
right. So here, Ariel, I think you can ask the question that you asked in this morning's pasuk.
Isn't this obvious?
Yeah, isn't this obvious? Okay, right. Meaning that obviously, if someone is gossip monger, then they love nothing more than to reveal secrets, right? So,
and
like,
also, and who's the audience?
Okay, hold on a second. Oh yeah,
I'm joking.
Leave some questions for other people. Oh no, I see what you're saying. Okay, what is the hava amina? Okay, meaning, i.e., what might I have thought if Shlomo didn't tell me this? Okay, I just want to do one thing, just to, in case you're having a hard time with a flow. Here, let's do simple English. Okay, one who gossips reveals a secret, but a trustworthy spirit conceals a matter. Okay, that's like the simple version. Okay.
Can I ask more questions?
If you want to.
And is this
try and make up for not being here last time?
Well, no one was here last week, so.
Well, no one, but the illustrious Zach and Goldan.
Two people.
Yeah.
Is this intentional?
Okay, yeah. So let's say, you mean when the revealing of the secret?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is the revealer of the secret doing it intentionally? If so, what is his motive? If not, why does he do it? Like, what leads him to unintentionally do it? Yeah, that's
yes.
good.
Look, sometimes it could be a good thing to uncover secrets, because if you're a spy, that's your goal. That's what you want to do.
Right. So I guess this will be contingent on your question of what kind of secret is it talking about?
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
so.
Well, let's put it this way. Here's one thing for sure. Okay. Revealing a secret will be bad for somebody, because if it's a secret, like if they're keeping it secret, then they're keeping it secret because they don't want it to be revealed. So whether it's objectively good or objectively bad, like, the very fact that we're dealing with a secret does seem to be something that is.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely going to screw someone. However, that doesn't necessarily mean objectively keeping that secret is a good thing. It could actually be a good thing to get out, if even though it's subjectively not a good thing. I mean, it'll hurt someone.
Right.
Based off what Ariel just said, this like not a whole idea. It's just like a concept that I think if you're looking at the whole pasuk, we have like the contrast between sod and davar, and I think that if you're looking at it as with sod and davar, like obviously there's something more negative about revealing it's sod, because then it would say sod in both halves. Then no.
Okay, that's an interesting question. So I'm going to convert it into a question. Why does the pasuk switch from sod in the first half to davar in the second half? Yeah, that's a good question.
Because
you're kind of incorporating
grammatical rules. You don't use the same word too many times.
Yeah, you could say that, but davar is like the most generic statement you could ever, or the most generic word you could ever use for any, like it literally means thing or word, right? You know, where sod is a very, very specific kind of thing, you know? So to me, like it warrants the question here. Yeah, Isaiah?
I hear.
What? Is the about the second half of the pasuk?
Yeah.
So is the Naaman guy, is he necessarily doing like the right thing? Because sometimes, you know, hiding up the matter is not the right thing to do.
Okay, good. So let's just say here,
like that's a politically fused point.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, right. What is why, or let's say, is concealing the matter, okay, always good, always a good thing, or is it just say, is it a good thing? Yeah.
Can I also add on to Rifki's question?
Yeah.
Is there a difference between a davar and a sod? Like the, I guess the is the content the same, or is it different, or is
yeah. In our pasuk, are these terms referring to the same content or not?
Or the same gravity type of whatever? You get the point.
Yeah, yeah. Zach?
So two things. First, I just wanted to elaborate on Isaiah's question.
Yeah.
Of is concealing the matter a good thing? Maybe just to extend that further is like, what are the parameters, or are there parameters?
Okay, that is a good way to extend the question. What are the parameters for such concealment?
And like when it would be good / bad.
Yeah, for which determine whether it doing so is good or bad. Yeah, Michael.
And what I just had one other question is just on the Sadiagon.
Yeah.
I'm curious why he says he says it like secrets is like one who gossips in the first half, but then in the second half he just says is a trustworthy spirit.
Yeah, that is weird. That's a good point.
You know, and like what's the significance of that difference?
Yeah. Okay. So why, I'm just going to ask this as a general question. Why does Sadiagon translate the pasuk inconsistently? Why does he insert the word like in the first half, but not the second? Yeah, Michael.
Easy question, but I think it's important with this one. Who is this verse talking to, i.e., what is the situation?
Yeah, okay. Who is the audience? What is the situation? Yeah. We didn't ask, speaking of basic questions, sorry, I know Isaiah's next. We didn't ask the very basic question. What is a Rachel in this context? Yeah, Isaiah?
A similar question. I can go to the pasuk actually. Why a ruach? Why not like, you know, person?
Right. Okay, yeah. Right. So let's put that here. What is a trustworthy spirit in this context, and then why describe him as a spirit and not just say trustworthy or trustworthy person? Yeah.
Wait, translation question. Does ne'eman ruach, like, why, what is ne'eman? How do we translate that to trustful? Like, is that generally translating that? And I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it means trustworthy, like Kel Melech Ne'eman, that God is a trustworthy king. Or Ne'emanus is like in legal text, like Ne'emanus means like if someone who you can rely on, or I probably the most common context is a witness in court. Is the witness Ne'eman or not? Is the witness believed or not? Yes, yeah.
Oh, that's an old.
Old hand. Okay. Holek Racha Magali Sod V'Neman Ruach Machase Davar. All right. I feel like we got all the main questions.
Maybe just one more question on the conceals covers.
Yeah.
Is I feel like there's two connotations to that. Like one is the lack of revealing, and the other is like going out of his way to conceal, like covering something up. Is it one or the other or both?
What does conceal or cover a matter mean in this context? Is it more than just not revealing, right? Like a cover up. Like a cover up implies like more than just not revealing. It implies like actively going around making sure people don't find out about it. Yeah.
Wait, why is it holy specifically? Like, why?
It's funny. I was just gonna say. I'll tell you one thing that's not a question. Why does it say holy? No, I'll tell you why. No, I think that is. I think what Rashi was getting at in that Rashi that we read is. Let me just make sure I didn't. He said that. I mean, he was trying to build the argument that holech is always used with rachil or ragil. And that's just the idiom, you could ask it like and say like, why does it say to go as? But I think that's just like I'm trying to think if there's an English equivalent like this where we incorporate a verb that doesn't necessarily have to apply, but it's just part of the phrase. But
also he showed us like in Vayikra.
Yeah.
Oh. Also,
yeah.
This might be an uneducated question, but does it have to be referring to a person, or could it be like gossip that goes?
It has to be referring to a person because gossip would be rechilus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Is trustworthy and gossip antonyms of each other?
Okay, good. Yeah. So what well, it's interesting. Let's put it more broadly. What is the relationship between the two halves? Okay, and we'll say, is trustworthy spirit the opposite of gossip monger or revealer of the secrets or something else, right? Like you could theoretically take it as either. I mean, I think the clear one, just structure wise, is Magali Sod is the opposite of Machasi Davar, and Ne'eman Ruach is the opposite of Holech Rachil. But if you're going to read it like our school read it or reversed it, then it might be the different one.
Well, I mean, even in how we translate it in the simple version, one who gossips reveals a secret, but a trustworthy spirit, is a trustworthy spirit the same as a person who gossips?
You mean the opposite?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, I feel like we got the main questions. So let's try to
sorry, last question. Is davar here like just gonna be like a spoken secret, or like if you see someone's secret?
Oh yeah, okay. So let's just add that to does this have to be a spoken secret? Yeah.
Right, because davar is like words, right? Or
davar also means thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between just like practically the difference between lashon hara and gossip?
Yeah, there is a difference. The main difference, I debated whether to get into this or not, and I'm going to try to avoid it. But the main difference is lashon hara is specifically negative, whereas gossip is not necessarily negative. Gossip could just be like the way that the Rambam defines it is he says, I'll show it to you just so you can see it on your own. 1 second. This is the Rambam in the Mishnah Torah, in Sefer Hamada, in Hilchos Deos, in chapter 7. He says, Ezehu Rachel, this is chapter 7, Halakha 2. Who is considered a gossip monger? Zeshu Toin Devarim, this is someone who takes statements. V'holech mizeh lezeh. Oh, sorry, you know what? First of all, I got to go back. I'm going to read the first two halachos because I think you get the definition from both of them. Hamaragel b'chavero. So he actually uses the term maragel, like maraglim, one who spies on his friend. But again, it doesn't mean like spying with binoculars. It means who acts as a spy regarding his friend. Over below sase, violates a Torah prohibition. Shnemar, as it says, lo selech rachel ben lachi. You should not go as a gossip monger among your people. Even though you don't get whiplashes for violating this prohibition. Avon gadolhu, it is a tremendous iniquity. V'gorim laharog nefashos rabos Yisrael, and it can cause many people to be killed from Israel. L'kach nismach, and that's why it is in the same pasuk. It's juxtaposed to lo samod al dam re'acha. Do not stand over the blood of your friend. Say ulman ma ir la doeg ha'adomi. Go and learn what happened to doeg ha'adomi. So doeg ha'adomi was the one who reported on the city of Kohanim there was like a city of a whole city of Kohanim that was like hiding, and like he reported on it, I believe, right? Is that the case? Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're totally wrong.
Okay.
It was a bunch of, I think, first of all, Levium. I don't think it was Kohanim, but they helped David HaMelech. David HaMelech ran away, and they gave him shelter. I think he might have even done something with the sword of Goliath. They might have had it there, and he grabbed it. And then when Shaul went to investigate, he thought that they had helped his enemy. But the truth was they didn't realize that David was his enemy, and David was like keeping them out of it. He wasn't trying to tell them that Shaul was bad.
But I
All
thought it was
his advisors
Kohanim.
said that they were innocent, that they had done nothing wrong, except for Doeg Hadomi. He played into Shaul's paranoia and told him that they knew full well that David was your enemy, and they helped him anyway. So then Shaul said, all right, Doeg, so you're right, they're traitors, you go kill them for me. And then Doeg killed them himself because of his
So that part I was missing. It is Kohanim, by the way. It's not Levium.
Yeah, I thought it was, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So it was informing basically on David. Right. Yeah. I'm just trying to find it's 2 whole chapters. So I unless there's like a specific pasuk. Yeah, fine. All right. So go learn. Even the Ram doesn't quote. He says go learn about it. Okay. All right. So then he defines it. Ezehu Rachel. What is a gossip monger? Zeshehu toin devarim. This is someone who takes statements. V'holech mizeh lezeh, and goes from this person to this person. V'omer, and he says, Kach v'kach amar ploni. Kach v'kach shamati al ploni. I so and so said such and such, or I heard such and such about so and so. So that's the monger aspect, right? Monger means a merchant, right? Like the only what is it? That there are only 4 mongers that we say in the English language. I can only think of 4 mongers: a gossip monger, a fear monger, a warmonger, and a fishmonger. Right? I don't know why those are the only 4 that got this reputation, but like there are people who take wares and they sell them, and 2 of them are figurative, fear and war. Okay, but in this case, it's basically taking statements and like the way I would describe it is like you are trading, juicy bits of information for social cred or for other juicy bits of information. So he says, and this is going to be circling back to the answer, Afal Pisha hu Omer MS, even though he's speaking the truth, then this destroys the world. So that's rechilus, that is taking statements that you've heard about people and then taking them from person to person and peddling them. Okay. Then second level, yesh avon gadol mizeh ad ma'od. There's an iniquity that's much worse than this. V'hu bichlal lavzeh, and it's included in the same prohibition. V'hu lashon hara, and this is called lashon hara. V'hu hamasaper bignus chavero. This is someone who speaks in degradation about his fellow. Afal pisha amar emes, even though it's true. Aval omer sheker, but the third level is someone who speaks falsely. Moti shemra al chavero nikra. He's called someone who slanders his friend. Okay, so 3 levels is gossip, is just trading these statements about people, even though it's true and even though it's not intrinsically negative. Lashon hara is negative, and true, and then moti shemra is negative and bad. And again, we can spend all night like going into what is the exact definition, but I think for Mishlei purposes, we should just take this as a take this in the basic way. Okay, so are we ready to think? I think I'm gonna have to zoom out a lot, so I apologize for the small screen. Oh my. All right, that covers it. I can make it a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's take our minute to think.
Where's our simple translation?
Oh, I deleted it because I didn't think it was necessary, but I'll type it again.
Oh, it is so necessary.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Simple version. One who gossips reveals a secret, but a trustworthy spirit conceals a matter.
Nice. Did we ask like what's the point?
No, we can add that into our question 11. What is the practical application? Okay.
I
Yeah.
have an approach.
Okay.
But I will premise that it's a little bit of a warm and a fuzzy approach. It kind of goes against my nature to say this, but I'll do it anyway.
Okay, the matir for saying a warm and fuzzy approach is acknowledging that's a warm and fuzzy approach. So you're already good. Yeah, go ahead.
I think maybe like I'll just start with the like the audience. Maybe it's like it's someone who like can someone who can confide in someone.
Okay.
You know, like you want to kind of confide in someone who can be there for you and someone you can trust.
Right.
Because if because if they're like a trustworthy individual, they'll keep things a secret, like a therapist.
Right.
Like you want to have that outlet where you can just talk about your childhood trauma or your daily life that bothers you or whatever. You want to be able to have someone who you can talk to about that.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, that's just second half, just someone you can trust on that end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I think therapist is a good example. I don't think you need to go to professional. I mean, I think everyone wants friends who they can trust, right? I mean, I don't think that's necessarily fuzzy. Like, I think we want to be able to trust our friends. I mean, unless you got a weird taste in friends where you like want untrustworthy friends. But like, the Rambam says that, I mean, we've been over this in many contexts, but like, there's 3 types of friendship. There's according to the Rambam, there's friend of utility, where the only relationship is there because of some use that you're getting out of each other, like some practical use, like a business partner or whatever. And then there's a friend of enjoyment, friendship of enjoyment, however you want to say it, where the friendship is based on the fact that you each get enjoyment from each other. And he says there's 2 levels of that. Level 1 is is a friendship of pleasure, where you enjoy something about the person psychologically, whether it is their company, their sense of humor, you share an interest. He says that romantic relationships are like this, that there's some sort of like psychological pleasure that you get from it. But then he says the higher level is a chaver bitachon, is a friendship of trust. And let's just read his definition of friendship of trust, because I think this is a good, what do you call a good, it's relevant to what we're doing here. Is this Avos 1:6? Yeah, do I have all of it here? Yeah. So he says for friendship of trust, So listen to this description, and you can either say that you can either take back your fuzzy statement or say that the Rambam is being fuzzy.
So fuzzy.
So the a friendship of trust. This is when you have a friend who your mind relies upon. You don't hold anything back from this person, not in action and not in speech. Meaning you don't like conceal things that you've done or things that you've said. And you reveal to this person all of your matters, hatov mehan v'hara, the good and the bad, without worrying that there's going to be any degradation that comes to you, lo etzlo, lo etzel zulaso, not by this guy and not by some other person. Meaning you don't worry that the friend is going to degrade you, and you don't worry that the friend is going to be the cause of someone else degrading you. When a person has such a level of trust in another soul, when a soul has such trust in another person, to this level, then he will have tremendous enjoyment from conversation and friendship with this person. So that's like the higher level of a friendship of enjoyment. And then the highest level of friendship is where you're both striving to achieve the good for the other person, for each other. But yeah, so this is the I think this chaver bitachon is like, the type of ne'eman ruach, trustworthy spirit that it's talking about. And our pasuk might not be going that far, like it might not be saying that this is a whole relationship, but it's saying that type of trustworthiness where you can, you could just like, you don't have to like make them swear that they're not going to tell, or like, you don't have to worry about the fact that like, they say they're not going to tell, but really they are going to tell. You can just totally trust them.
Yeah, I mean the point is like that individual would conceal anything, not just not just a huge secret.
Right.
It's like
so
anything.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's a good deduction from what Rivki was pointing out earlier, that in the case of someone who goes as a gossip monger, so what you're really worried about is them revealing secrets, but a ne'eman ruach will conceal things even if you don't like say, oh, this is a secret. Can you like keep it secret? Like they'll keep matters like, like there are, I don't know exactly how to describe it. There are certain things that like are not exactly secrets, but you also don't want people talking about. Like let's say your business is not doing so well. Okay, like let's say like you have a grocery store and there aren't that many customers. So it might be that people know about that, but that doesn't mean you want people like going around talking about like, oh, did you hear so-and-so's business is not doing well? Like so it's not like an explicitly agreed upon secret, but it is something that you don't want to be revealed.
Yeah, I would even say even for something positive as well, like like I can't. It's funny. I can't really share right now what's going on.
Yeah, you better not.
The point is like even if a business is going well, there's certain things that need to be kept quiet so that no one can interfere with that as well. Like it's
right. Meaning it might not be a personal secret. It might be something that just has like practical ramifications if the word got out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like I would love to tell people that I'm on like a great track, but at the same time, and go into detail, but at the same time, like I can't because
right,
practical ramifications.
Right. Just use a made up name like Shmariel, Shmariel Shmachmaninoff, and we won't think twice. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So can we develop that into an idea then? So that's good for the second half, right? That
no, I don't know how to work that with the first half.
Right. The other question we have to know though is or that we have to answer, which I don't think we listed, is what makes him trustworthy? Okay. So we've answered that in part, which is that part of it is he knows what type of information is sensitive and will make the proper judgments about whether to reveal it. But that doesn't really get to the heart, I don't think, of who he is as a person, which might be answering like Isaiah's question about why a spirit. And it might also go back to Ariel's other question of like the opposite, So let's think about the first half then.
Wouldn't that just be reputation though?
What do you mean?
I just mean like through his reputation. Through his reputation, like he just acts in this way every day his entire life, and you just know who he is.
No, well, that's how you identify him, but what makes him that type of person? Meaning, why isn't he a whole like Raphael?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Like what
Or
makes
Magali
them
thought, you know?
nurture in nature.
Although running with
I don't know.
where Ariel might have been going as far as like the identification and the concept of a friend is like, maybe we could say that like, you know, and maybe this answers also why it's like concealing instead of like not going out of his way to share, is that if you're in a situation with a person where you ask a question or you're interested in some piece of information and they, let's say, refuse to answer, that can identify the kind of person that they are. So if they're concealing the matter from you, meaning they're not answering your question, then you know, like, oh, this is a trustworthy spirit. But if they reveal the secret just because you asked them, then you know that they're one who reveals.
Right. Yeah. There's a hold on just 1 second. I mean, I have the opposite case, is that there was a person who I knew who worked in another school who would always be like telling secret stuff that was going on like in the school, you know, and I immediately thought to myself, like, I'm not going to talk about my school so openly when I'm around this person, you know, like it's a, you know, it's just like if they're, you know, like it's like the litmus test that Zach was describing. Like if you see them refusing to divulge information, or you see situations where a person would naturally volunteer information and they don't, then that shows, you know, a certain trustworthiness, and the opposite. Yeah. But let's tackle the first half, though. I think especially if you're on my side in the sense that you think it seems obvious, you know, what's the chiddush? What's the new idea in the first half? Or what's the havamina? Why would you think that, like, you know, if you practically speaking, the havamina is that someone who is a gossip monger might not necessarily reveal a secret. So why would you think that?
Or could we maybe say that like there's like a false notion of like, or I'm going to call it false, but like there's a notion of in-group morals, out-group morals.
Right.
Whereas like, oh, I'll share their secrets to you, but I won't share your secrets to them.
Right.
And in a way that makes people feel like, oh, well, like we're super close. Like we can gossip about
Yeah.
everybody else and we won't gossip about each other.
Right.
But like that's also false, meaning like a person who reveals secrets is now a secret revealer.
Okay, good. So I think this is a good approach, because I think we can connect this to the second half. So just to repeat what Zach was saying, is that the person who the pasuk is talking to thinks, okay, this person may be a gossiper about other people, but they're not going to reveal my secrets because we're close like that, you know? And what's interesting is the second half of the pasuk is saying what actual closeness is, you know, like someone who's actually close, in the sense of being trusted. Like there's two types of closeness. There's like, you might be close to this person in other ways, like the fact that you share gossip, you know, that might be a closeness, but the person who is close to you and like cares about your well-being will go out of their way to make sure that no information that you give them, even accidentally, is going to make it to people that could result in harm to you. This type of person, you're banking on that fact. You're banking on the fact that, oh, you know, you may be a gossiper, but you would never do that to me. And the pasuk is trying to say, no, they will do it to you. We have to understand why, or like what.
Yeah,
know.
and like to elaborate on the scenarios, this person's thinking that if this person isn't sharing with me the gossip they have, then we're less close, not more close. You know, so they're thinking like their goals are like flipped. It's like they want to have this person sharing the secrets they know, and if they didn't, they'd be like upset. Whereas in reality, it's the opposite.
Meaning if this person who's trying to get the gossip is talking to a Neman Ruach, the Neman Ruach is just clamming up, they're going to think that, oh, I thought we were friends, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Ariel?
Could you also possibly say that the havamina is that you don't necessarily think, meaning a person who's just speaking, saying gossip, they're not necessarily looking for anything from the other person. You know, he's just doing gossip, you know, like he just wants to vent or just talk about other people. But you may not necessarily think that he's looking for something out of it, looking to uncover something.
Oh, interesting. So are you saying, okay, hold on just a second. I feel like this reveals a difference in the way we're reading the pasuk.
Yes, because the way Zach was, I mean, I like what Zach was saying, but the other havamina is that you could say is I'm having a conversation with someone, he's talking gossip, but I don't really think that they want anything out of me. Like he's just revealing gossip.
Okay.
Or maybe he's saying gossip just to encourage me to say gossip about someone else.
Okay, hold on a second. I feel like the way you're talking about it means that we're reading the pasuk in different ways, which I didn't even think of your way. Revealing are you saying that, okay, let's say let's do role playing. Let's say I'm the gossiper and I'm talking to you. Are you thinking that when it says a gossip monger will reveal a secret, that I'm revealing your secret?
In the Havamina,
yeah,
I am the listener. I'm listening to your gossip, and I'm just thinking nothing of it.
Okay.
I'm just thinking you just want to gossip, and I'm
right.
Okay. I'm a good listener. I'll listen to gossip.
And the pasuk is saying, and then the maskana is saying what?
And the maskana is that that could be true. However, sometimes gossip begets other gossip. You
are going to reveal a secret as a result of me gossiping to you.
Yeah, because
okay.
we get into that phase of let's all gossip.
That's pretty cool.
Right. So I just to clarify here, this is a big crossroads here. Okay, that's not at all how I was learning the pasuk, but that is a good read. I was learning it that I am a gossip monger, so I'm gossiping to you, and therefore I will reveal a secret that I already know. Not that I will make you reveal a secret. Yeah.
I like that twist. Yeah. It's a really cool twist.
Yeah. Okay, it's good. Yeah, Rifki.
I will be honest, just because I am a very honest guy. I was kind of reading it the way you're reading it.
Okay.
It's just that naturally it's gonna reveal another secret. But at the same time, I do see now how you can read it a different way, and I do agree with that too.
Yeah, interesting. So I now know. I think there are Mefarshim who were saying grammatical stuff that I did not understand, and I think that's the distinction they were making. Like there's I see your hand, Rifki, but something I don't know enough grammar to explain this, but the Radak's father was saying that there's a difference between golesod and megalesod. He was saying that lashon megale mehabinyan hadagush does have a okay. I don't know if that has to do with like the dagation, the lamed, the dot there. He's saying nofa al harachil hamagale hasod. It's talking about the gossiper who reveals the secret. Lashon gala mibinyan hakal nofa al shneim also hagole sodo lachavero v'al magale also. I don't know what he's saying, but there are Mefarshim who say stuff like that, and I think they might be making that distinction. Okay, Rifki, what were you saying? What were you gonna say?
Yeah, so I hope I expressed this well because now I'm thinking about this idea.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say that I think we can also think about the first half in the way of that it doesn't say that someone who speaks lashon hara reveals secrets. Right. I think it's specifically letting us know that like I think this is a more low-key type of person. I don't think it's necessarily like, I'm thinking of like in Fiddler on the Roof. I feel like we actually just talked about that, which is funny, like a year ago. But like I'm thinking of that lady who just going around and like gossiping about everyone. And I don't think that in real life it's necessarily like that. Like I think people want to be liked, and people want to like generally, unless you're like a sociopath or whatever, and like people want to like other people. So I think that and a way to do that is through communicating with people, and especially when you're in communities where just speaking, even if it's not necessarily bad, is the way to form those connections. Like it's letting you know that no, like that isn't a value that we have, and even though it might not necessarily be ruining someone's life, it's still not something that we are looking to be and looking to do. And then it contrasts it with the other half.
Yeah. Okay, good. So I think that is a good other point to come from, if I'm understanding you correctly, that certainly someone who speaks lashon hara will reveal secrets, but what this is telling you is even someone who gossips is going to reveal a secret, and that's the like there is a feeling of we're just gossiping. People view gossip as not harmful, right? That's why the Rambam has to say like it destroys the world, and there is a thought that like if this person had a real secret that could cause harm, there's no, even though they're a gossiper, there's no way they would reveal that. But because what Rivki's saying, and I don't know if what Rivki's saying is the only theory. I think it's a good theory that people are trying to form connections or get like, sometimes it's forming connections, like, that's related to the in-group dynamic that Zach was talking about, or sometimes it's just that they want to be the source of attention, whatever it is, then that could prompt them to reveal a secret, even though they wouldn't ordinarily, have done that. But in the context of gossip, they'll do it. Okay, so now we got several approaches brewing here.
Can we flush out that alternative read for a second?
Let's actually write these down just so we can refer to it easily. Okay, so we have, hold on a second. Let's just go like this. Version A. Okay, and I'm actually, there's no way I can keep this all on the screen, so we're not even going to try. We're going to make this into bigger text here. Hold on. Okay, so version A is one who gossips will reveal a secret that he knows about others. Okay, version B is one who gossips will cause a secret to be revealed by the listener or by the other participants in the conversation. Is that clear, or is that accurate?
Seems like it, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now the question is, does the second half point to one of these in specific? Like if we're treating them as opposites, does it suggest that one of them is the more likely read than the other? Because I think that's the reason why I read it with A, because the gossiper reveals things, the trustworthy person conceals things. And I don't think you could read, it's much harder to read version B, if it's not impossible, that one who gossips will cause a secret to be revealed by someone else. But okay, unless you take what Zach was asking about, that he'll go out of his way to make sure that other people don't reveal something.
Or even more so, I think that's like a more parallel is even in a conversation, the way he's interacting with you will be to not get information. Meaning like you're telling a story, he's not asking, oh, who was this about again? Or or like
he's not fishing.
Yeah. And like maybe like I don't know why this is the modern day example coming to my head, but like when you like type in your password and someone's standing right next to you and like they look away while you're typing in your password.
Right.
It's like they're helping you reveal information in the interaction.
Yeah, right.
I
conceal.
Parallel though, like to the
for B.
Yeah, for B.
Yeah, it's saying that just as a well, okay. Hold on.
Should I go through it?
Yeah. Why don't you go through it? But try to show it as a parallel, though.
Yeah. In the first half, a gossiper will cause you to reveal secrets you weren't planning on revealing, and a trustworthy spirit will help you conceal secrets that you might have accidentally revealed.
Right. That's very well said. Yeah, Michael.
So I think that I think the primary question is the situation, and I think that both version A, version B, and like different elements are represented by focusing on like a specific situation. I think the pasuk wants us to think of a gossip monger in your living room telling you a story. And then it's trying to get you to analyze the different perspectives.
Right.
This person has revealed themselves to be a gossip monger. They're sharing a secret from somebody else.
Right.
Should you be sharing your secrets with them? Well, think about that. Should you be a trustworthy person? Meaning it's trying to illustrate that the dynamic of a gossip monger is someone who trades in secrets.
Right.
And thus you can't, if you have a secret that you want to keep, this is not the person to share it with, even though you're in the context of sharing secrets, because that's what she's currently doing. And the concealing the matter, I think like that, or I'd say the second half is more about like the trustworthy spirit. It's saying that like this is some laudable goal of like trustworthiness. It's not going to be in this situation. So either remove yourself, don't be one that shares in secrets, because it will not be a secret. This person's going to share it. Or like like the reason I focus on the situation is because like I don't think it's specifically talking to the gossip monger, the person that wants to share the secret, or the person who's listening. It's trying to get them both to think about the situation of someone that shares secrets, and it's trying to sort of flesh out that situation.
So who?
So like I think the situation is more
who is it talking to? Who is it talking to?
I think it's talking to it's talking to anyone, but it's saying imagine yourself in the situation of a gossip monger in the living room. Either you are the gossip monger or you're the person listening, and it's trying to let you like play with the notions of what exactly is happening. I think like the motivation of the verse is the sod. I think that's the only thing that anyone really cares about. Like if I have a sod, or if the gossip monger is sharing the sod, it's a juicy thing. I want to know about it. But think the trustworthy spirit would not be sharing the sod with you. So like, what does that mean for you, and what does that mean about them? And then the verse is trying to gate it. Like I don't think it's as precise in the explanation as it is about the setting. Why it seems almost like circular.
Just so we can have it on paper here. So the two approaches that I'm seeing here, the approach Ariel was taking initially was the audience is a person who is deciding who to entrust with their secrets, right? Do I say my secrets to a gossiper or to a trustworthy spirit? The way Michael's saying it is a person who is at the crossroads of being a gossiper who reveals secrets versus being a trustworthy spirit. Is that accurate?
Yes, pretty much. I'm kind of sort of pushing away from the concept of audience. I feel like it's talking to everyone and asking them to imagine this situation and empathize with both of the characters and play with the ideas. That's how I see the pasuk functioning. Right.
So, but the practical advice, according to you, is you should not be a gossip monger who reveals secrets, but you should be a trustworthy spirit, right?
Or also, alternatively, you should seek them out, right? You should not seek out the gossip monger.
It sounds like he's saying
you should seek out the trustworthy.
It sounds like he's saying that the flexibility of the read lends itself to the flexibility of the potential situation.
It's an intentionally vague svara.
Right. Okay.
Also, he did spark. Michael did just spark like another twist on this in the audience 2 version, which is when it says one like a gossip monger reveals a secret, it could be talking to like advice for yourself, meaning like if you're gonna be gossip mongering, then you're gonna be in the habit of revealing secrets, and you might at some point reveal your own secrets that you wanted to keep secret.
That's a very Mishlaic type thing. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I mean, that is definitely possible. For some reason, I feel like these other reads loom too large for it to focus on such a small thing, you know. But and also,
I didn't
like,
understand that. Sorry.
In other words, these approaches we're taking here seem very probable. You know, like these are very relevant things and like very common cases, and I feel like the notion like, hey buddy, if you're gonna gossip, be careful not to reveal your own secrets. It's just way too narrow of
I mean, that might be true, although it's like a pro and a con, meaning in the reverse is like, what's the chiddush, right? So like something has to be novel.
I mean, but I think we can get more chiddush.
I thought I already gave the novel idea.
Which was what?
The crossroads, the twist. What was the?
Oh, that wasn't a novel idea. That was just showing us that there's a new way of reading it.
That's not novel?
It's novel, but it's not
a novel read.
That was just pointing to a different way to read the pasuk, but we still have to get a chiddush in that way of reading the pasuk.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah. So could we just take those? So again, Zach, I think what you're saying fits into the words.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. So let's just take.
So what do we have over here? I'm like, just a pretty good.
Okay, so we have these two versions. Okay, we have one who gossips will reveal a secret that he knows about others, whereas one who is trustworthy will go out of his will not only will not only refrain from revealing such secrets, but he'll go out of his way to conceal any like sensitive information, something like that. All right. And then the second one,
just version A, did we talk about what exactly like going out of his way to conceal anything means?
I gave a couple of possibilities. Like one is like if you gossip, if you're a gossiper, so you're certainly going to be talking casually and loosely about other people's information, but you'll even reveal things that they said specifically to keep secret. The trustworthy person, not only, certainly he will keep things that you asked him specifically to keep secret, but he'll even conceal things that you didn't ask to keep secret because he knows that that might be sensitive. Like there are people who will say, like, there are going to be people who are in the middle, okay, who are not trustworthy spirits, who if someone's prying for something, they'll ask for information about their friend and they'll be like, well, I know this about my friend, and if it gets out, it could be bad, but he didn't say I have to keep it a secret. Like
so can we change it to he'll go out of his way not to reveal any sensitive information?
Yeah, not to
meaning like it might be concealed, but we didn't reach that point in this idea like that. It's the level.
I'm fine with that. Right. So that's for version A. So I just want to like put a bow on this one. So what is the chiddush here? Who's the pasuk talking to? Like what's the how is this not obvious? What's the havamina? So here, this I think lines itself up with I guess it could be either audience, right? We have to play it through each one.
Like it could be like like Ariel's first concept of like how do you choose your friends?
Right. And that's going to be lining up with audience A, right? Like if I am talking about my personal information, who can I talk freely with? Right. And I think that the havamina, the reason why you need this pasuk is because of the things that like either stuff like Rivki was saying or stuff like what you were saying, Zach, that like, okay, people are just gossiping, like whatever. Like if I ask them to keep this a secret, then surely they'll keep it a secret, and really the nature of a gossiper is no, he's going to trade in whatever information gets him the best reactions. And if he knows that like he'll get a lot of attention or he'll get a lot of cred or he'll like be able to wield power through like revealing your secret, then he'll do it, and so that's why he has to tell you this and say that it's not enough to just see. Here's the other chiddush. It's not enough to just find somebody who is not a gossiper, right? You really need to find somebody who is a ne'eman ruach to feel completely like you can trust them, because a ne'eman ruach is going to be sensitive to different types of information and is going to put themselves in your shoes and realize that, oh, if this information got out, it would be damaging.
It's kind of like the letter of the law versus the spirit of the law.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Like,
the letter of the law
looking
is
for
please
loopholes?
Keep this a secret.
Yeah.
And then the spirit of the law is, even if they don't say explicitly, then like the person can tell, okay, I know what type of information this is. I can think about the consequences. I know what I would feel like if I were in that situation, and therefore I'm not going to say it.
Also, I was just thinking this isn't like anything that's crazy. Like, I don't think it's actually in the words of the pasuk, but I was just thinking that like Rambam says that, and it's not just him, but Rambam says that like any midah could be good or bad. Like anything in the world that's too much or too little is not a good thing, and you need a balance. And I was just thinking that like we're lauding like this guy in the second half of the pasuk, but I also think it's important to realize that like sometimes revealing too much is also bad. I'm not revealing too much is also bad. That's what I meant.
Revealing too little.
Exactly. Like I think like that's like if there was a dangerous situation and you need to reveal something, like whether you're an advisor or a teacher or like even just a friend, like that's very important. And like you can't get so like enthralled with this idea of being quote unquote loyal, because that's also not healthy.
Right. I think when we were learning this last year, and someone can check if they really want to, when I was doing this in the Rambam B'kiyus year, and we did we were trying to define what the essence of a gossip monger is. I think we said something like a person who indiscriminately shares information about other people, and indiscriminate in the sense that they don't ask themselves what will be the consequences of sharing this information, like, did this person ask me to like keep this a secret or not? It's just like I have information on people. I'm gonna share it, and for whatever reasons, for the reasons we mentioned before. So I think the way we're defining Ne'eman Ruach is that it is a person who is a discriminating person who will think about what the nature of the information is, whether it is good or bad to reveal it. And I think the Ne'eman Ruach will reveal things if it would be bad for it to be secret or bad to be kept, to be concealed. Like, I think like Ne'eman Ruach does not mean that you like zip your lips. Ne'eman Ruach means that you could be trusted with information to know what to do with that information.
So are we going to go to version B now?
I think so, yeah. Is this good for version A? Okay, I'll take that as a yes, I guess.
Yep. My challenge with version B is how do we combine the first half of the pasuk now with the second half of the pasuk?
Right. So that was what Zach said. Zach said it in that really succinct way that you put it before about how does the version be parallel with the first and the second?
So I think with the first half is if you're talking to someone who's a gossip monger, they'll get you to reveal secrets that you didn't want to reveal. And then if you're talking to trustworthy spirit, they'll help you conceal or refrain from revealing secrets that you might have accidentally revealed.
Yeah, that's perfectly said.
Wait,
Yeah.
Whose secrets? My secrets or?
Yeah,
you, the listener. Yeah.
Oh, so he's protecting me from my own secrets?
Or
from
secrets
revealing your secrets.
Right, revealing your secrets. Yeah, and it might not even be secrets about you. It might just be secrets that you would have told that.
Yeah. By the way, in this read, it's not clear who's the speaker and who's the listener. It's more like of a dialogue. You're having a conversation with them.
Right. The Chiddush, you asked what the Chiddush of this version of reading is. I mean, I thought the Chiddush is pretty, I think pretty obvious. Well, then it wouldn't be a Chiddush. But the obvious thing is when you are engaging in a conversation, you should probably consider who you're speaking to, because you may not necessarily realize that the secrets that you're conveying when he's speaking with you, that he might be speaking to someone else, because that's not really. Hold on a minute. Just give me 1 second. Okay, when someone is engaging in the gossip, right? He's actively, gossiping, and it's naturally going to cause other gossip, right? It's going to create a dialogue of gossip. The person B, right? He's not necessarily under the impression that that the gossip that he'll be revealing will be transmitted to someone else, because he's just having this specific dialogue. Mm-hmm. So the Chiddush is really what the after effects of what may happen, because now you just revealed your gossip, and now that gossip might be in a different part of the world with the person C and D. Mm-hmm. Like it's like a hidden mess. It's like a hidden tactic almost.
So I think what you're saying is true, but I think that idea is expressed so much smoother if we take the what do you call it? the first read, like that's just saying that the awareness that someone who does gossip will reveal secrets no matter what. Like I don't like the way I'm.
But the first way of reading is on person A. I'm saying it's on person B in the second way of reading.
I don't know who your A and B people are.
Okay, person A is starting the dialogue.
Just use the example we said before. I am the gossiper. You are the one who is.
You are the gossiper, right?
Yeah, you're the one.
In version A, Rabbi Schneeweiss is the gossiper.
Right.
Right. And you are the one doing the revealing of the secrets, right?
I'm revealing the secrets, correct.
Okay, good. In version B, Rabbi Schneeweiss is starting the dialogue with the gossip. And I, Ariel Rachmanov, is person B, who will now want to be a part of the conversation, right, and will continue the dialogue with more gossip.
Right.
Right. However, on the surface, that's all it is.
Right.
But in reality, now the gossip that I have now brought to the world,
right,
my gossip will now be out in the open, and it'll be in a different dialogue with Michael and Rivki.
Right, but how is it going to get to a different dialogue?
Because now Rabbi Shneewes has my gossip.
Right, and see now we get back to the first idea, like if the essential worry of the pasuk is that the secret will spread because I, the gossiper, prompted you to reveal secrets, then I feel like we don't need the whole complicated second idea. We could just say that gossipers reveal secrets. You could just have.
It's to protect person B.
Aren't you saying though it's to protect whoever the secret would harm if you the listener revealed it?
Can you say that one more time?
If I'm talking to you and I'm making you reveal secrets against your will, and then I'm listening to those secrets and then spreading them to other people, right?
So in version A, it's protecting me.
I don't know about the A things, but
no, in version A.
Oh, in version A.
In version A,
yeah, I'm protecting you. No. In version A, I have secrets from other people that I'm telling you, and it's harming those people.
Okay, yeah. So in version B, as the audience of the pasuk, I want to make sure that doesn't happen. So it's protecting me.
But isn't it the same core idea, just phrasing it differently?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I guess the question is and
it's phrasing it in a more complicated way. I think. I think the idea is stayed much more economically when we did it through version A. I saw your hand up, Zach, but I know I'm going to lose this idea if I don't say it now because I got so confused for all the A's and the B's. The way I was thinking, I might still have lost it. Hold on. I lost it. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Zach.
Do you want us to help you trace your thoughts, or?
No, go ahead. I think
there was a C somewhere, and then there was a D.
No, go ahead, Zach.
Okay, so I was thinking that maybe like a potential chiddush for version B.
Oh, sorry, I remembered it. Sorry, I'm gonna say it now. I think if you are gonna take version B, so let's just rev up again. So version B is saying that I, the gossiper, am gonna prompt you, the listener, to say information that you don't want to reveal. But if I'm a trustworthy spirit, I will help you to conceal information that you might have accidentally revealed. So what is the chiddush in this pasuk really about? So I think the chiddush is going to lie somewhere in the fact that the Neman Ruach is someone who actually cares about people in a different way than the Rachel does. The Rachel has no concern for other people's well-being and for other people there's something it's almost like a violation if I somehow pressure you into revealing stuff that you didn't want to say, and not only does it have all the harms that come from gossip, but it's making you breach trust or whatever of other people. But the Neman Ruach is going to go out of their way to Neman Ruach is going to realize okay, people are very bad at keeping secrets and people really want to jump into information, jump into the conversation with the information they have. I care about all the people involved. So I'm going to protect as much information as possible and protect as much people from divulging information as possible. Like the whole, almost like what Ariel is saying, the Holech Rachel, the gossiper, breeds other gossipers, but the Neman Ruach breeds other Neman Ruachs. That's
are you describing a situation, or are you saying that there's a chiddush in what you're saying?
I'm saying that's the quality that the pasuk is highlighting. In the first way that we were reading it, the pasuk is really concerned with helping you, the reader of Mishlei, choose your friends and who you can and can't trust. I think that that according to the version B, the message that the pasuk would be saying is really more about the effect that a Neman Ruach has on the society, the social network that he interacts with, and the effect that the Holech Rachel has on the social network. The Holech Rachel goes and creates more gossipers and causes more people to violate their own the trust in their own relationships. The Neman Ruach inserted into any area will help people become more sensitive to not only will they protect people, but they'll help people be more sensitive to information about other people. That's
okay,
the way my mind is going.
So I like that. But so who's he talking to?
Who's Shlomo talking to?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of viewing it the way that Michael was viewing it, that it's telling you to be a ne'eman ruach and not a holech rachel.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry, now I interrupted you, but I just didn't want to lose it. What were you going to say?
Yeah, no, I like that. Mine follows some loosely similar tracks, different core idea, I think, but I like that. So I think the chiddush I was going towards was that this pasuk is talking to someone who's trying to be a trustworthy spirit.
Yeah.
And bringing out a counterintuitive idea. And that idea is that when we are pursuing the idea of like, oh, we want to be trustworthy, there's like a false notion we might have is that what does it mean to be a trustworthy spirit? Is that people are willing to tell their secrets to us.
Yeah.
So when we engage with people, we're like, oh, you can tell me your secrets. I'm like a trustworthy person because we want to be that trustworthy spirit. But he's saying that like that itself is the path of the gossip monger, like where you're getting people to like reveal their secrets.
Right.
Whereas the true trustworthy spirit is counterintuitively not the holder of secrets. Meaning he's not pushing people to reveal things. He's saying like, oh, like, you sure you want to share that? Like, you know, you don't have to tell me that name, or you can, you know, and so it's like, it's kind of aligning the realities correctly instead of this like false counterintuitive notion we might have had otherwise.
I think that's the same. I think that's a good way to phrase the puzzle. I think that's the same intuitive current that I got on when Rivki said her comment about that the seeking of closeness, you know, that there is a certain like there's a certain like closer connection or intimacy that comes from the sharing of a secret, and people are hungry for that, you know, and it says a lot about the ne'eman ruach that he will like, you know, caution people and not just like jump on that, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say also that I think that like psychologically speaking and like just intuition, like you can tell someone that is like, you know, even if you never met the person, you can tell like in a conversation, like if someone's trying to like get something out of you, like Zach was saying, or if like a genuinely just like you know, caring person, like there's a difference.
Yeah, that's interesting. So that's good. So let's do this because we're already at hour and 20 minutes. Let's look at some Mefarshim, okay, and then we'll try to summarize this in the end. And I actually have a surprise offer for next time, okay, but we'll see that in a second. Let's do Metzudas David. I have not read Metzudas David yet, because he'll probably give us the let's see what he thinks is the shot. Okay, Megala Sod, Hamagala Sod Chavero, someone who reveals the secret of his friend. Harihu Holech Rachel, he is a gossip monger. Even if he didn't tell the things in front of the person that they were said about. Ki chavrach chavra isle, because your friend has a friend. That must be an Aramaic saying. V'yigule hadavar gam elav, and he'll reveal the thing also to him. So that's like what Ariel was saying, is like the chain, right? Meaning like if I reveal Michael's secret to Ariel,
A to B. I'm joking.
then even if Ariel doesn't tell Michael that I revealed it, Ariel will reveal it to someone else, and eventually it'll get back to Michael that his secret got out, right? In fact, I think I even have a hold on just 1 second. I'm going to search
the people listening to this recording are gonna be like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah, no, hold on just a second. I just have to search in my, I don't know if this is in the ideas folder. I have a graphic that illustrates this. Oh yeah, here we go. It's not profound, but I think it is relevant to what we're talking about here, right? So this person is saying, just promise not to tell anyone else, okay? So first person says okay, the second person says okay, and then tells another person and says just promise not to tell anyone else, and then it spreads and spreads and spreads, you know. And that's the, you know, that's the difference. This guy on the left is the ne'eman ruach, you know.
Specifically, it's always a woman in this diagram.
That's funny. Let's be Donald Cox and assume that was just a lazy cut and paste job.
It's interesting because like right before you showed that graph, I had this thought that I don't know if it changes any of the ideas at all, but it's just like that the damage of like gossiping has like the engine behind it of exponential growth.
That's true, right?
Which is scary to think about.
Yeah, that's true. And the Neman Ruach, I think, will have the opposite attitude towards it, because if you confide in the Neman Ruach, if you confide your secret in the Neman Ruach is going to be relating to you with like empathy and care, and like you needed to say this to someone, or you need to say this to me specifically. It's not going to be like an engine that they feel like they're going off, because that's not how they're receiving it. You know, they're receiving it as like, I am doing a kindness or a good for you because you needed to tell someone, or you need to share it with me specifically. But either way, there's nothing about that like warrants me saying it to someone else, you know?
Yeah. Did you ever answer the question of like what makes
is that what you're gonna say?
Thanks. Is it that kind of is making me wonder if like the word conceal, if we could use it in this read with like an additional connotation of like not just like helping them like not accidentally share secrets, but also the way they're receiving it in their own mind is like there's different ways to file away information. Right. You could say like, ooh, this is a gem, and like store it as a nugget somewhere. Right. Or you could just be like, I'm just hearing them out. And like you're not storing it in your mind in a way that like you can like collect it later for your own use. It's like
I see what you want to get at.
Almost,
so you know? we need a good English word that has that connotation, but also means to conceal. Right. Bill, you were asking if
did we ever answer your question about what makes the Neman Ruach?
Yeah, I think that was the I think we've given a couple of answers. I mean, one is that a Neman Ruach is someone who is a capable information evaluator and can assess what type of information is sensitive and will generate harm, you know, and who cares about the well-being of the people who talk to him. I think you need both those qualities. Yeah. So here's what I want to do. Okay, I want to read Rביnu Yona, and it's going to end off on a spoiler. Okay. So Rביnu Yona says like this. Okay, so he says, Holech Rachel Megali Sod. Hold on just a second. This is annoying here. Okay. Im tire Adam Shuhu Rachel. If you see a person who is a gossiper, and he starts up trouble with words of degradation and provocation. Sheyishma Adam, that he hears about people. Teda, you should know, Kihu Megale Sod, that he will reveal a secret. Val Tagale Elav Sodecha, don't reveal to him your secrets. This is version A. Okay, Val Tiftach Bon, don't trust him. Ki Achre Shetimsor Elav Hadavar Yigalehu. Then because even when you give over the matter to him, he will reveal it. Kimish Eno Nishmar Barucho Min Ha-Rechilus Lo Yizahar Behester Hasod. Someone who doesn't guard their soul from gossip will not be careful to conceal a secret. So that might be making it like we were kind of attributing motives to the gossiper, that they want the closest and they want the social credit or whatever. You don't even need to go that far. You might just be saying that if this person can't control themselves when it comes to gossiping, you know, if they're like, I was defining gossip as an indiscriminate information sharer, so they just won't be able to control themselves with a secret. Meaning, even if they want to keep the secret, they won't be able to do it. And that I think is a good reputation of the Havamina. The Havamina might be, okay, on the one hand, this guy is a Holech Rachi. On the other hand, he's my good friend and he would never intentionally harm me. The pasuk is telling you, yeah, he would never intentionally harm you, but is he capable of refraining from accidentally harming you by revealing your secrets? You know? I know I told this anecdote last year, and I wonder if it came up in this context, but I'm gonna tell it anyway because I think it's so funny.
Wait, can I also just point out that I feel like that explanation was pretty close, more broad, but pretty close to the thing I was saying early on of like they might accidentally reveal their own secrets. because they're like in the habit of revealing
Oh yeah,
secrets.
it definitely encompasses that. They might definitely reveal their own secrets. That's true. Right. But the pasuk is not the difference. And the reason why I was objecting to yours is because you were saying it's talking to the gossiper and saying, be careful if you're a gossiper because you might reveal your own secrets. This is taking the more version A mainstream one of careful who you trust because they might reveal your secrets.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Also, the way I was reading it, and we don't have to go too deep down it, but it was more like talking to a person who wants to keep secrets.
Right. Correct. Yeah. That's true. I've said this example before, but I just think it's so funny that that when I was in, it must have been 6th grade. So then my friend, we were throwing a surprise party for my friend JP, and our goal was to keep him upstairs in his room while his mom set up the surprise party downstairs. And so our other friend Jason was really bad at keeping secrets, and remember we're 6th graders, right? So we're up there like doing something like playing a video game, and like I think like we heard the door like close downstairs, and then JP goes, I wonder who that is. And Jason goes, it's not birthday cake. He just he just said it's not birthday cake. And he wasn't saying like he wanted like to throw the surprise party. He just like as a 6th grader like lacked the impulse control to like be able to keep the secret. And it was a complete non sequitur. Like oh yeah, it was birthday cake. Maybe you had to be there, but I thought it was funny. Okay, so the Rביnu Yona goes on, and he says, "V'neman ruach machase davar." One who is trustworthy of spirit conceals the matter. Nasan tam ladavar, it gives a reason for the matter. Ki ein hester hasod bilti lenamani haruach, that the concealment of secrets is only for those who are trustworthy of spirit. Umishu ne'man ruach, and someone who's trustworthy of spirit, halohu mechase davar she'eno roy legaloso, afa pishalo kisahu ha'omer v'lo yigale rachel. Okay, so that might be a typo. Okay, so he's saying that someone who's trustworthy will not reveal something that would be improper to reveal, even though the speaker didn't conceal it. That's like the way we were saying, like if I tell you something and I don't bother to conceal it, if you're trustworthy, you won't reveal it anyway. Like you'll be sensitive to the information that like I might be a really, really bad at like I might be prone to oversharing, let's say, right? And I overshare in front of everybody, but you as the trustworthy person are going to conceal it, even if I don't like if I don't take the pains to conceal my own secrets. Okay, then he says, here's the teaser. Okay, it says in another place, Gole sod holech rachel. There's another pasuk that says, I'll show you the whole pasuk. One who reveals a secret goes as a gossiper. And do not mix with people who are simpletons of lips. And the Rביnu Yona says, and this is going to be in this approach the way as I will explain it. So the question that I have for you guys is, I know we're on chapter 11, but do you want to take up this pasuk, which is saying the opposite, or the reverse, which one who reveals a secret is a gossip monger, and then it says the second half.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to do that. Yeah,
because that way we can get the other angle, which the Rביnu Yona is clearly like referring us to, and then just go a little bit deeper in this pasuk. And then the other thing we could do next time is I don't know if anyone was thinking this, but if you look at the last, hold on just a second. If you look at the last pasuk we did, last pasuk we did was Baz l're'ehu chasar lev ish tvunos yacharish. One who disparages his fellow lacks a heart, but a man of understandings will be silent. One who goes as a gossiper reveals a secret, and a trustworthy of spirit conceals the matter. So both of these are talking about being silent and degrading your friend. So there might be a connection there. And then the third thing, which is another reason I want to spend one more week on this, is that if you look at who said this? Someone said, let me see if I can find them. Hold on. And this might be what Ariel was thinking of earlier at the very, very, very beginning of Shiur.
Warm and fuzzy?
No, before that. Oh, Sadigon. Davar ze besodos hadas asher ein lahav kiran. This is talking about the secret ideas in the religion, secret like esoteric ideas, that are not proper to make ownerless for everybody. In other words, it's talking about concealing secrets of Torah or secrets of like philosophy that you shouldn't be talking about to everyone. And I think that'd be good also.
I definitely did not mention that in the beginning of the share.
No, you said that you said didn't you say like secret?
Oh, like so like
yeah,
like yeah, but that's
you want to think of
not
Torah? Okay, all right, fine, yeah.
No, like you mean like Yesodos, like foundation?
No, not Yesodos. No, Sodei HaTorah, like the kind
no,
that.
No, that wasn't me.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah. So let's just summarize what we have here. I know we have a couple of approaches. So we have the simplest approach was that this is talking to somebody who is entrusting their secrets and saying, don't talk about your secrets in front of a gossiper because they will never reveal them, either because they lack the impulse control, like we assumed from the Metzudas David, or because of psychological motives that they, care about. They want to attract attention, or they want to trade stuff, or whatever it is, or they'll use it as a weapon. There are many reasons why they might reveal your secret, but just don't give it to them, and you won't have to worry about their motives. Whereas you should develop friendships with a neman ruach, because not only can you entrust them with things that you explicitly identify as secrets, but you'll even be able to trust them to not reveal other sensitive information, because there's someone who is capable of evaluating whether the information will be harmful or beneficial, and they care about your well-being. And then according to version B, we're saying that if you are a gossip, what did you say, Zach? What you called it? A self-perpetuating exponential growth something. What was the phrase you used? You're on mute. I know you're trying to conceal the matter, but
wait, was this the point on like the counterintuitive lesson and the
no, this is, did you say that gossip is a self, like it when you saw the chart, you said like
it's exponential
engine. Right?
Yeah,
right. So this is talking about the exponential dynamic in gossip, which is, if I'm a gossiper and you're a listener, I might pressure you into revealing things that you wouldn't have revealed, or the situation might pressure you into revealing things that you hadn't revealed. And that's just going to spread things even more and make more gossipers, which are bad for the gossipers, bad for the listeners, bad for the people who had spoken about, etc. Whereas if I'm an neman ruach and I actively try to help you to develop a sensitivity to revealing other people's information, then that will spread trustworthiness among people, and that's going to be better for the system as a whole. So that was that idea. Then there was Rבינו Yona's idea of that. Rבינו Yona's idea was the lack of even if the guy wants to keep your secrets, then if he's a gossiper, he won't be able to. He just can't resist. And this relates to the pasuk we're doing in the morning. We did this morning, and we're going to be working on tomorrow, or that's the plan at least. Is the mouth is the big organ of impulse control, that what you eat and what you say, it's very easy to eat things without thinking about it and without exercising restraint. It's very easy to say things. And we were saying how if you practice self-restraint in the areas of eating and speaking, you'll be able to extend it to other areas as well. So if you're a gossiper, you're not going to be able to protect even the secrets of your friends. And that's where the counterintuitive idea that Zach mentioned came in, is that they might even reveal their own secrets. This is a classic example, right? Like the not classic, but like classic villain mistake, that the villain always divulges all their plans, when they're like lecturing to the hero before they kill him.
They came up with a term for that in The Incredibles. They called it monologuing.
Oh, right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then the Rבינו Yona's second half is similar to ours, that he'll protect information even if it wasn't explicitly like requested to be such. Yeah, Rabag also takes this about esoteric secrets. Let's just look at the Malbim really quickly. I feel like you have a good distinction here. Holech rachel megaleh sod. Be'er shemisha holech rachel tivo legal sod shel chavero. Someone who goes, who's a gossiper, his nature is to reveal the secret of his friend. Vasod hu kepikadon shel chavero mafkid etzel rucho. A secret is like a security deposit that you deposit with your friend in his spirit. Just as you wouldn't just deposit something with someone who's not trustworthy, el ruach habilti neman. So too, you shouldn't entrust a secret to someone who's not trustworthy. And when he's a gosper, yeda shehu gan bilti neman ruach. And when he's a gosper, you should know that he's not trustworthy. L'kaman amar. Oh, he goes on to quote the other pasuk also. Okay, fine. All right, so I like this plan to go with the next pasuk. Okay, yeah, Meiri says Meiri's just too long. I do want to see what he says, but I think we got to wrap it up for tonight. Okay, so there's good pasuk as usual. If there's anything you think of that you want to share in the after party, go ahead and do it. And Bli Neder will do that other pasuk next time. Okay.
By the way, I'm thinking for our Shabbaton this year, we'll go to Israel and visit Zach. What do you think?
Yeah, sponsor. Okay. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Good night.
All right.